You ever have one of those rides where everything just feels off? You're not sure why. The bike feels heavy, you're missing shifts, your lines through corners are sloppy, and by the end of it, you're frustrated, tense, maybe even thinking, what's wrong with me today? Well, I'll tell you what's wrong. It's not your bike. It's not the traffic. It's not the weather. It's you, and more specifically, the one thing that ruins more rides than anything else, your mindset. Yep, that's it. The mental junk you bring with you before you even start the engine. Here's the truth nobody likes to admit. When you throw a leg over that seat, you're not just taking your body for a ride, you're taking your state of mind with you. And if your head isn't right, you'll never have a good ride. You know the days I'm talking about, the ones that start before you even throw a leg over the bike. You're running late, your mind's racing, and you're not really there. Maybe you're thinking about that deadline, that bill, that text you shouldn't have read. You grab your helmet, fire up the bike, and hit the road, but your head's still in 5 different places. You're physically riding, but mentally, you're miles away. And that's where it starts to unravel. A car cuts you off and your blood pressure spikes instantly. You fumble a downshift, and suddenly it's not just a missed gear, it's another failure stacked on top of an already bad day. You start gripping the bars tighter, your shoulders tense up, and every move you make gets rougher, more abrupt. You brake too hard, you turn too late, you second guess yourself through every corner. That's what people forget. Bad rides don't happen by accident. They build up, one distracted thought at a time. Riding is supposed to be your escape. It's supposed to be the place where everything else fades away. But it can't do that if you bring your baggage with you. The bike amplifies whatever's already inside you. If your head's chaotic, your ride will be too. Think about it. How many times have you gone out for a ride hoping to clear your mind, only to end up angrier or more frustrated when you got home? It's not the traffic, it's not your skill level, it's not even the weather. It's that your brain never switched gears. You were still in life mode, not ride mode. The solution isn't complicated. It's not about chanting mantras or finding inner peace on a mountain. It's about awareness. When you gear up, take a moment to realize where your head is. Notice the noise, the frustration, the tension, and make the conscious choice to leave it behind. The road isn't your therapist. It's your teacher, but only if you show up ready to listen. Because when you don't, when you try to ride through stress instead of away from it, the road will remind you, fast, that your mind and your bike are connected. And when one's out of tune, the other will follow. Before every ride, I do one simple thing. And I swear it's changed more about my riding than any mod I've ever bolted onto a bike. I stop, just for a second. I take one deep breath, long enough to quiet everything else. The phone stays in my pocket. The work drama, the errands, the nonsense, it all stays behind. Because once I'm in the saddle, that's my world. That's my sanctuary. And it's wild how fast everything changes when you make that mental shift. Suddenly, your clutch hand feels lighter. You're not yanking it, you're finessing it. Your eyes start scanning wider instead of tunnel visioning on the bumper ahead. You feel your weight settle into the seat, your body syncing with the machine, like it's part of you again. That's not the bike changing. That's you. When you ride with a clear head, the little things fall back into rhythm. Your throttle becomes smoother, your corners cleaner, your braking more controlled. You start to feel the feedback the bike's been giving you all along. The subtle vibrations, the road texture, the tire grip, things you miss completely when your brain's cluttered. It's the same reason professional racers visualize laps before they ever start them. They don't just train their muscles, they train their minds. Because when your thoughts are calm, your reactions become sharper. You anticipate instead of react. You move with intention instead of impulse. And here's the thing, that mental reset doesn't have to be some huge ceremonial routine. It can be as simple as that one deep breath before you twist the throttle. It's a signal telling yourself, all right, it's just me and the road now. Everything else can wait, because that's what riding really is. The art of being fully present. And when you ride present, that's when the magic happens. Most riders chase the perfect ride by spending money. And hey, I get it. I love new gear, fresh tires, shiny gadgets. There's nothing like unboxing that new part and imagining how it's going to transform your ride. But here's the truth no one likes to admit you can't buy smoothness, you can't bolt on focus. Those come from inside. When your head's full of tension, your ride mirrors it back. Every little frustration turns into a twitch at the throttle or a grabby clutch release. You're out of sync, not because the bike's off, but because you are. The truth is, no amount of upgrades will fix bad energy. You can tune your suspension perfectly, but if your thoughts are scattered, your ride will still feel off balance. That's why you see riders with modest bikes out there gliding through twisties like ballet dancers, while others with top shelf machines still look awkward and stiff. It's not about horsepower or brand names, it's about headspace. Your bike is honest, brutally honest. It tells you exactly how you're feeling, whether you want to hear it or not. Stressed, it'll feel twitchy. Angry, it'll feel jerky. Calm and centered, it'll feel like it's reading your mind. That connection is what makes motorcycling so addictive, but also so demanding. So before you drop another thousand on an exhaust or a set of levers, try investing 10 seconds in yourself instead. That's where the real upgrade happens. Because smoothness doesn't come from a part catalog, it comes from presence. Now, here's the good news you can fix it, and it doesn't take months of training or some meditation retreat in the mountains. You don't need to read 10 self help books or listen to whale sounds before you ride. You just need awareness and a small ritual that centers you before you touch that starter button. Before I even roll out of the driveway, I take 10 seconds. 10 seconds to breathe, to ground myself, to notice how I'm sitting. It sounds simple, but those 10 seconds are everything. I feel the seat under me, the grips in my hands, the way my boots touch the pegs. If my shoulders are tight, I roll them back. If my jaw's clenched, I loosen it. If my thoughts are racing, I bring them back home. Because tension kills control. It sneaks into your riding like bad fuel. You don't notice it at first, but it contaminates everything. It makes your steering feel vague, your braking inconsistent, your shifting sloppy. But once you breathe, once you physically let go of that tension, it's like the whole bike exhales with you. It's the same principle that top level riders use on the track. Watch any MotoGP racer in slow motion and you'll notice something. They look calm, completely relaxed. Even at 180 miles an hour, their upper bodies are fluid. Their breathing is steady. That's not a coincidence. They train that composure. Because when your mind panics, your muscles follow. And when your muscles tighten, your control evaporates. So start small. Before you ride, make that pre ride ritual yours. Maybe it's checking your mirrors, adjusting your gloves, taking that one deep inhale before you roll. It doesn't matter what it looks like. What matters is that it anchors you in the present. Because when you do, your whole riding experience changes. Corners flow smoother. Traffic feels easier to read. You stop reacting to every tiny thing and start anticipating it. And suddenly, what used to feel like chaos turns into rhythm. The world slows down, not because the ride got easier, but because you got calmer. That's the difference between riding the bike and becoming one with it. Here's a little secret most riders never talk about. Your motorcycle reflects your mental state. It's like a mirror made of metal and motion. When you're tense, it's twitchy. When you're calm, it's composed. When you're angry, it fights you at every turn. Ever notice how on your best days, your bike feels perfect? Every shift lands crisp, every corner flows, every stop feels balanced. But then, on bad days, it's like the same machine is turned against you. Heavy clutch, stiff turns, weird vibrations. That's not the bike changing. That's you. It's wild how much your inner world affects your outer performance. You could take two riders, put them on the same road, same bike, same tires, and they'll have two completely different experiences. One calls it a dream, the other calls it unpredictable. The difference isn't mechanical, it's mental. That's why emotional control is such a powerful part of riding. It's not just about technique, it's about temper. A calm rider sees more, feels more, reacts better. An angry rider sees red and nothing else. That's when you misjudge distance, overbrake, take dumb risks. Not because you lack skill, but because emotion overrides logic. Your motorcycle doesn't respond to words, it responds to energy. It feels every ounce of tension through your hands, your legs, your posture. If you're frustrated, your throttle gets snappy. If you're impatient, your corners get messy. But when you're centered, when you ride with patience and presence, the whole machine seems to sync up with you. That's when the ride becomes effortless. That's when you stop riding the bike and start dancing with it. Every input feels intuitive, every reaction feels smooth. And the more you tune into that balance, the more you realize that motorcycling has never been about fighting the machine. It's about mastering yourself. Because at the end of the day, the most important part of your motorcycle isn't the engine or the suspension, it's the rider sitting on top of it. I've had rides where I was so wound up that I made rookie mistakes. Stuff I'd mastered years ago. Missed shifts, late braking, awkward lines. It's humbling because it reminds you that no amount of skill can overpower a cluttered mind. I remember one day I was heading home after a stressful morning. I was frustrated before I even started the bike, rushing, overthinking, caught up in my own head. Within 5 minutes, I blew a corner I've taken 100 times before. My line was off, my eyes were off, and I scared myself. I had to pull over, take off the helmet, and just breathe. After a minute of silence, I realized something important. The road didn't change. My bike didn't change. I did. My head wasn't where it needed to be. So I reset, took a deep breath, shook it off, and rode home like a different person. Smooth, aware, in control. That moment taught me what experience really means. Experience isn't just knowing how to use the clutch or take a corner, it's knowing when to pause and reset. It's realizing that skill without mental clarity is like horsepower without traction. Useless. That's why the best riders aren't the most aggressive or the fastest. They're the most centered. They ride with intention, not impulse. They stay humble, patient, composed. They understand that control starts inside the helmet, not at the handlebars. And that's what new riders often miss. They chase techniques, drills, corner speeds, all the physical stuff. But forget that mindset is half the equation. Because when your mind's right, everything else follows. Every gear change feels smoother. Every corner feels predictable. Every mistake turns into a lesson instead of a disaster. That's what makes motorcycling more than a skill. It makes it a discipline. So next time your ride feels off, don't blame the bike. Check your body, your mind, your breathing. Most of the time, the problem isn't mechanical, it's mental. You're tensed up, overthinking every move, or maybe carrying a bad ride from yesterday into today. Riding demands presence, total, honest, right now focus. When you're thinking about something else, your reaction time slows, your instincts dull, and your body forgets how to move freely with the machine. Here's the truth every experienced rider eventually accepts: the motorcycle reflects you, it mirrors your mindset. If you're calm, it's calm. If you're frantic, it feels twitchy. You can spend hours tuning suspension, adjusting tire pressure, and chasing the perfect setup. But if your head isn't clear, it'll never feel right. The real tuning starts inside you. So before you even start the bike, do a reset. Take one deep breath, let it out slow, and remind yourself, I'm here to ride, not to rush. The throttle should follow your heartbeat, not your anxiety. Your hands should guide, not grip. Every turn, every stop, every moment is a chance to feel the road, not fight it. When your mind and body align, the whole experience transforms. You stop controlling the bike and start communicating with it. Corners flow, shifting feels effortless, and even in traffic, you're unshakable. That's when riding becomes what it was always meant to be, not just transportation, but meditation in motion. And here's the thing, that flow state isn't reserved for the pros. It's built through repetition, awareness, and humility. Every ride you take, whether it's 5 minutes or 5 hours, is a lesson. Every stall, every missed shift, every wobbly corner, it's feedback, not failure. You're learning to speak the language of balance and throttle, of trust and traction. Don't rush it. Don't compare it. Just keep showing up. The more you ride with intention, the quieter the mental noise gets. The bike starts responding like an extension of you, because that's what it truly is. Now, let's talk about what happens next. You've learned to breathe, to trust, to relax. You've practiced the drills, felt the nerves, maybe even hit a few emotional walls along the way. But here's the final beautiful twist. Mastery isn't about control, it's about connection. That's the real Autozium trick. The one thing every rider discovers when they stop chasing perfection and start embracing the ride for what it is: imperfect, unpredictable, and absolutely alive. So here's your challenge. Next time you ride, pick one simple thing to focus on. Maybe it's your breathing. Maybe it's your corner entry. Maybe it's just feeling the wind on your shoulders without trying to be fast or flashy. Whatever it is, commit to being fully there. When you get home, don't measure success by speed or distance. Measure it by how much you felt. Because in the end, that's what makes riders different. We don't just travel, we experience. The bike doesn't care about your ego. It doesn't care about likes or followers or how cool you look parked at the cafe. It only knows one thing: the truth in your hands, the steadiness in your throttle, and the presence in your soul. So ride honestly, ride humbly, ride like you mean it. And as always, this is Matthew from Autozium, reminding you that the real skill isn't in riding perfectly, it's in riding presently. Because when mind, body, and machine move as one, that's not just motorcycling, that's freedom.